What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I know I'm still pretty early into the game here, but we're going to do something a little bit different for this video. Because one thing that I've quickly learned just from doing this for a very short period of time is when you're editing your own footage, you have a lot of time to sit there and really nitpick your golf game. So really only after putting out a couple videos, I've already noticed a couple things with my golf swing that I don't really like, and some areas where I can continue to keep shaving off strokes and continuing to improve my own game. I mean, really, it's kind of a win-win, right? You all benefit because the golf is better, the quality of golf is better, so it makes it a little more compelling to watch. And secondly, I just get better as well. It actually has made me a little more motivated to go out and practice just by putting out the videos and by documenting what it is I'm actually doing. So a couple things that I'm going to be working on in this video. For one, I'm going to do a little bit of work over at the driving range. I noticed that my golf swing, especially when I'm really trying to get after it, it gets a little steep. And noticed in the last video that pretty much everything that I missed was kind of this pull to the right. And I have no problem admitting this because I hear this term thrown around a lot, whether I'm watching golf, I hear it watching golf on YouTube, but it looks like it's a double cross, but someone's going to have to verify that that is what it is I'm doing, because it looks like I'm coming down steep like it should slice, but I'm pulling a lot of stuff to the right instead of it going left. So I'm not really one to be great at identifying a double cross, but based on the swings that I see and the outcomes that are generated, I think it's a double cross. Someone comment below and let me know if I'm right or wrong on that. I'll even reference one of my golf swings so that you can see it, so you can see what I'm talking about. So that's one thing. Second thing we're gonna work on is just short game. The one thing I was really pleased with on the last video that I just put out is I putted like a machine. Now, when I met up with Slim, and he can attest to this, I told him my goal for the round when we were playing Ken McDonald was to shoot under 80, which we accomplished, but really the way that I was gonna do it is I wanted to make sure I hit at least 32 putts or less, which is a kind of a lofty goal for me. But in that last video we shot and the back nine that we filmed, if I recall, I think that I had somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 putts. Putted phenomenally and chipped pretty well as well. But why did I putt so well? Two thoughts on that. One, I think when you just roll in a putt, you feel a little more confident, and then you feel more confident, more putts are gonna fall in. I definitely had some good juices flowing that day, for sure. Secondly, I made a minor adjustment to my setup. I used to kind of press my hands more forward to make the toe hang a little bit more. I stopped doing that and actually let the putter lay a little bit more flat, and was pretty surprised at how much better the roll was and the quality of the roll. So I also want to work on some putting practice today, film a drill or two to see if I can keep that consistent and if we're onto something. So now for the putting practice, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do like a 9-hole challenge where we're gonna pick a couple holes that are gonna be really long putts, kind of like how a 9-hole course is gonna have at least 2 par 5s. We're also gonna have a couple holes where we'll play some shorter putts, probably something inside 6 to 10 feet. Those ones will be kind of like the par 3s since they're shorter putts, even though the goal is still gonna be to either drain those putts or at least to get them in 2. And then lastly, we'll do some mid-range putts, probably something in like the 12 to 20 feet range that we'd consider kind of like your par 4, and that's where we'll spend the majority of our time, since that's oftentimes where we tend to leave our shots. Alrighty, so that's enough talking from me. Let's go ahead and get into the video, see if we can make some progress on that swing, and see if we can get it under that goal number of 18 on the putting practice. Let's get to it. All right, so for our first hole, it's gonna be about 18 to 20 footer. Not bad, easy 2-putt, but we're gonna need to roll in some of these shorter ones if we're gonna try to break 18. All right, so for this next hole, we got ourselves a 10-footer, so gotta roll this one in.
Right, so after hitting a couple putts short, forgot that these are a little slow since they just overseeded, so got to give it a little more juice. Next putt coming up, 45 footer, so this one's more about the speed and trying to get it in and two, avoid the 3-putt. Did exactly what we didn't want to do. Flipped out the second putt, so we're now a stroke behind. Gonna need to rally these next six holes. All right, have another short putt coming up, so here's a chance to try to get one of those 1-putts back. Last one, 2-putted again, so need to get one of these to fall. Well, rolling them nice, they're just not going in. All right, next we got a 25-footer coming up. Another 2-putt. So this next one's gonna be key. We're doing another long one here, 60-footer. So getting it in 2 is just as good as sinking it in 1, in my opinion. If y'all wanna know how to not reach a long putt to the hole, hit it off the toe. Deadens the shit out of it. Okay, so that was a pretty clutch 2-putt. That was probably about 7 or 8 feet, I would say. So we're gonna do a couple more mid-range ones, and I think one more hole for good measure because I lost count, and then we're gonna move on to the driving range. All right, so this is another 20-footer. Stood over that one way too long. Should have gotten off of that and just started over. All right, one last 1-putt opportunity here. We're gonna do about a 7-footer or 8-footer and see if we can get that stroke back. Well, that's that. We're gonna move over to the driving range yet. Didn't beat the challenge. We'll try it again next time. That 3-putt's what killed me, unfortunately. But let's see if we can make some progress over at the range.
Alrighty, so that's going to be it for this little session. As far as the driving range goes, didn't quite figure out what I wanted to figure out. Really, I started hitting the ball best when I just kept my head as still as possible and didn't worry about where the ball was going. That being said, though, I decided to call in the big guns. Called the golf coach. We're going to be doing a lesson here shortly. Stay tuned for that as well. I plan on documenting some of that pending his permission, of course. And then I'll do a follow-up vlog to see how we play on the golf course after that lesson. Though I'm pretty sure it's just my good golf buddies, my friends, and anyone I've shared this with. Thanks for taking the time to check it out. And if you shared it with some of your friends, that's awesome as well. I'm hoping to keep this thing going. I'm enjoying posting the videos, so we're gonna keep cranking this content. So till next time, peace out, guys.